Anybody back screen, front screen, turn it down. Because we're going to clear this energy before anybody comes in with bad energy. On 1, 2, 3, turn it down. Right, this is just a general collective energy reading, so please take it all as it resonates. Leave the rest for the best, don't stress. You could be looking at your stabilities, you could be looking now back to this love. Someone could be feeling like you're in a love triangle because there's hearts and it's too much fire, passion, willpower, aggression. That's looking, certain people can be trying to be tactful now and they can see certain people's lazy and uncompromising. Someone could be getting higher clarity connected to their heart, those emotions, because it's too good to be true. Something feels overly perfect. That's when you have to connect, listen to your intuitions, guys, and look at that essence, those things that are hidden, certain hidden truths to be coming to light about people dirt digging, could be digging and snooping these secrets and trying to be able to expose you. Take this all as it resonates. This could be some occultists, their groups blocking you, this female in this group, you could be this female, and it's all to do with love. You can see that these things that are hidden, someone, you could find some information at night, so at night time certain people are out there scooping, trying to dig deep, trying to find information on you. Take this all as it resonates, guys, because the way life just be life in, wow, just be getting better. So they can say it's just getting better because you can see it's getting that amazing step for you. You're growing, you're analysing, you're being brave, determined to evolve, grow, make transformations. Certain people got a social awareness of you and can just see that you're just like that sun, shining, bright, just the way you are, steadfast, organised, social awareness of you. Take this all as it resonates because you could be in Hebrews, because certain people in their mind having stress about choices. That's when you have to look and get that divine wisdom. Look at yourself, your attitude, your approach. Speak truth. Speak life, prosperity in this bleak life, because that's when you've got to have this patience. You're going to have patience and generosity up backside. People are going to be calling you, they're going to want to know your name. People who don't even normally be phoning you, be phoning out your phone right about now, because they want to be able to see, because they're looking for that love and kindness, and that's that self-control, futile of that spirit. And that's when it's in yourself, and you've got to look to be able to cleanse your mind, your thought, your feelings, your attitude, your approach towards life. Those people that you socialize with that are not enabling you to be able to grow, giving you that passion, that empathy, that inner standing to be able to overstand bullshit when people are chatting shit, because then you have to listen to that spirit within you, because that's that marriage and managing emotions. That's that impulse. You have to be careful when you're declining and having that discipline within your speech. That's looking at humanity, maybe forgiving those divine feminines, masculines, those family members as well as friends that didn't know better, so they couldn't do better. That's why they was bitter. They weren't able to change and encompass certain emotions to have that balance of their mind. And they may need to be able to acknowledge, or even you acknowledging your own feelings. And that's why you're holding anger, hurt and pain. You get upset with yourself, you get upset with others. And that's that effect it holds upon you. And when you add it, and you made it, you looked at that middle ground to see where you could feel it and why you're feeling those feelings and how do you feel, to be able to release that, to be able to heal it. So you could be looking at this third triangle, UCN, you went forward, you had to be true towards yourself. Certain people's digging, you can see now certain people's an occultist because their mindset, because they illusionize. You looked at these contracts, the Akashic records. When you look at your Akashic records, guys, you get divinely guided, you listen to your heart. That was the divinely guided from the Most High. You know, before you was born, you signed a contract, and that was like, chances are, so you took a chance because that was improving life's mission. So you could just be looking at the contracts, getting steadfast, organized, mastering your craft, identifying about family, friends, using your intuitions, having compassion, standing in that feminine energy, just as you masculines have to stand in the feminine energy, because that's when you're identifying, when you're in relationships and people, family, friends put you in these love triangles. Chat shit lie. And now they're getting chat shit and getting banged because in their face with that knowledge, because the hot girl Faith, she had that complete trust out loud. That was when you had that complete trust to be able to shield your steps, because these people had belies and they were selling all these belies to be able to shield, and you had that faith and it kept you, your flame alive, because you knew the way life was just lifing. The only way you can do it is like, wow, it's going to get better, because you look at these contracts. You're seeing these financial contracts, these social contracts, these emotional contracts, these mental contracts, these psychological contracts. You find all the mystical parts to the contracts. You was just unlocking all these keys, those spiritual keys, emotional keys, mental keys to keep going forward. Now these divine feminines and masculines, they're looking back now. They're in that Pisces energy. You know where you like in the hangman, gaining perspective, seeing all those illusions to the confusions, and now they're in their mind dreaming, getting higher clarity, using their intuitions now, because they can see that's that hot girl energy, and that's that hot spirit. It flies straight through you, enabling you to be able to grow, analyze, recognize, identify about your stability, what you're nurturing, who you're nurturing, because her vibe writes the script. And there's no thing that can change or cage her fire. So there's nobody that can stop you, block you, cage your fire. You come in like Dirty Dancing, don't push baby in the corner. You can't be pushed into no corner. You don't fit into one specific box. You're unable to be able to be that host. Yeah, you might even be able to be boastful. They may say that you're boastful because you've got knowledge and you've got wisdom. To be able to give compassion, to have that balance and inner stand, to let people to look at that left side and that right side of that brain. Because when people are throwing shade, and that's because you're that spotlight queen. So because you're standing up in the spotlight, people have got a social awareness of you. They can see your social media. You could be an artist. They could see the way how you communicate, and you're enabling people to have compassion for oneself, and you've got confidence within yourself, because if you didn't have confidence in you, who's going to build up that confidence for you? Because we can have people there to support us and assist us, but some people can get chat shit and divert you and make you go into a different direction. So you have to see when people, they're throwing shade behind your back, because you're standing in your power, because that was a part of that mission. You listened to that spirit within inside of you. You stayed steadfast and connected. You was organized. You got to that higher clarity because you had insight. And that was you looking when people were sarcastic, and you just sharpened your shine and even a little bit more. You was like that rare rock cut diamond. You enabled yourself. You've seen that shadow aspect of other people when they were speaking that truth. You was just a mirror reflection of them. You wasn't able to deveil that mask. You've seen when people was out there like Jim Carrey and having these masks on, throwing illusions and confusions in the place. You just let them know that cruel wit cut deeper, because that hot girl magic, that's when the divine enables you to see when people are being sarcastic. And you have to look at these family members and the friends and see what mission, what was they a part of your life purpose for? Was there to block you, to stop you? Why? Because it was selfish, bad mind, red eye, jealous, clingy in regards towards you, because you had that key, you had that secret, you had that magic wand that the spirits says, listen, breathe, hear what they're saying. Did you just clock that? You said yes. It says chat shit. So I hear that. So you kept on moving forward, because now these divine feminines, masculines, they be looking back. They're now looking at that faith. Now they can see they hold that faith within inside you, standing in your power, standing in your strength. You're like the all queens, that all knowing, that high priestess, that high energy. They're looking back towards you. See what sin comes out this bag, because they got people around them. You got family members and friends, bad mind energies blocking and stopping you. They could be saying, next time, something I can consume. So they'll be saying, next time comes something I consume, that fire, that faith, that wisdom, that knowledge, that balance, that inner standing, that all-knowing. That's when you have to practice and be stable and look at your beauty. That's like your beauty with nature. It's connecting with the spiritual guys, the ancestors, the Most High, yourself, looking into the mysteries to your story. Why do I feel the way that I feel, and who's making me feel the way that I am feeling? To be able to move, that's you having compassion. That's gaining that discipline, and that's you adjusting to certain situations, people, places, and things. Did she dump divine masculine? So people could be asking, did you dump that divine masculine, those family members and friends? There's 3 of you in here. please tap the screen because I work with numbers. So there's 3 of you in here, 3 of you in a 4, 3 could be in a Empress energy, 2 and now trying to be able to gain this balance because I work with numbers. Energy don't lie, people do. She met her complete man. He's cute. So they could see that energy don't lie because you met that complete man. He was cute, gave you that balance, that understanding for you to be able to grow, to have that understanding of oneself, of compassion, love, supporting, nurturing. You was able to be able to give that generosity because that was a part of that forgiveness when people, places, situations and things try to block you because of their belies. You should try online dating. So now certain people around you, like you got this right vibes, you write the script, they're saying you should try this online dating now because you're direct and that's just speaking to people, getting to know certain people. People could be stubborn them and controlling their mind, your thoughts. You told me, start dating. You're looking into the way too much. You're just hanging out, showing him what is missing. So certain people could be putting you in that spotlight, telling you to start dating, change that, gain a new contract. It might be a part of that record. So those divine feminines, masculines, you're just standing in your fame because that's looking at that shadow side. You're shouting out that truth and you just may have to standing and speaking the truth because you know how you show them. They missing you. Pay them dust. Like no mind. You don't put no dress, no makeup on for nobody. They was lying and the people have been lying to themselves, so they could have been around certain people showing off. They could be saying, oh, you dress up and the way how you are. You put an act on when you're around certain people. You're not your true authentic self because you're standing in that spotlight, but you don't know no makeup. They've got these illusions and confusions. They're not speaking the truth because they've got glasses on. They've got illusions and confusions, throat chakras blocked. They're not speaking the truth. They can see they're even guarded. They're not open and true to their self. So they're seeing in time, trying to direct onto you. Because you didn't need to make up. You wasn't fake. You was true, authentic, standing in your truth. And gold. You finally made it. I'm glad, sorry, you finally made it. So certain people say they've had sarcasm. Certain friends around you. Certain family members who are watching you. And when you're working and doing what you're doing, they're being bad mind towards you. They're showing fake shade. They're acting like they've got your back. They're bad mind energy because they're saying that they're loyal. Yeah, I've got your back. Really, they're being selfish. They're idolizing you, watching you because you're encompassing these emotions. When you had your relationship, you work, the way you communicate, speak, your educational skills, maybe even the car that you drive, maybe even the way how you're able to go past and get out of certain emotions and feelings when certain people are blocking you because you might be too good to be true for these divine feminines, masculines. Your family members as well as friends, they're stuck through that past. They lacked compassion, lacked stability, lacked emotions. They hold on to old art, trauma, pain. You had that fire. You drove it inside of you because you had that passion to be able to change. You got nurtured yourself, had balance because you was practical. Express those emotions. Even if you had to cry because that was healing, was revealing. Crying was releasing. If they dumped you. So they're trying to find out if you're masculine, feminine, dumped you and what's going on with your relationship. Was they in a money mindset? Did they have that shift? Was it that balance? Because of their belies, and it's about that ambitions and what you're doing and who you're with and when you're evolving extra energies, what you're possessing, material aspects, who's standing in that feminine energy, moving with love. Are you stable? Are you practical? Are you dependable? Because that's how you're creating yourself and that's how you're looking at your values to be able to attract. They was looking because they was more like sexual energies, fire, passion, because they was in their ego. They was stubborn and trying to hold on because it was vain, tactless. You know, when you got no spiritual morals, mental morals, emotional morals, respect, dignity. They was money orientated. They was just too busy out socializing. You was more balanced. You was loyal, you was creative, you was able to use intuitions, you had firm foundations, they had habits. They was hiding through those habits, through money, extra energy. They was too busy rolling around in their sacral. They had honouring their self and nurturing their self the way how they should have. They didn't have that discernment. When they was picking up certain people, family members and friends that was talking and providing belies in their mind, giving them that passion. Because you should try online dating, so they could have been around certain people telling them they should try online dating because life's just life for them now and they've got too many options. They could be seeing you've got too many options. They could feel that you're online dating because everyone has a commentary. Not everyone's voice deserves space. Silence gives clarity. You could have had too many options, but you had to shut your mouth. You took that time to reflect towards yourself, look at your own needs, evolve, grow, transform. That was you looking at your life force, your purpose. You started growing with spiritual wisdom, higher clarity, balance your mind with love, because certain people was blocking you, and you had to show them how you don't just pay them no mind. You kept on moving forward because you wasn't able to choose yourself. You had to encompass. So basically, you was in a relationship. Certain people was blocking you, getting involved into your relationship, chatting shit to your divine feminine masculine. You was rolling with certain brethren. They was bad-minding you, watching you, analysing you, because they were spiritually, emotionally, mentally unbalanced. That was because they had so many insecurities. They inherited sin, bad mind energy, all because of their habits, sexual habits, emotional, out socialising, partying. They could have left you out in the cold, spoke bad about you, like you want your true, authentic, unique self. So you had to look at the options. You said 2 holes in a bucket, let it go. Release them. I am my host. No one don't rule dominion over me. You had to rule dominion over your thoughts and your options, because that was you standing in your silence, letting go of certain people, places and things, to be able to reflect, have compassion for oneself, put that love back into yourself, be creative and choose yourself. Even when people are chatting shit, even when they're chasing and they're chatting shit and being selfish, you have to look and be selfish towards your needs, because you have to prioritise you. Because if you don't do you, who's going to do you when you're stressed, when you're down? Who's going to enable you to stand up? Apart from that spirit within inside of you telling you put your back on your bag, and you just put that firm foundations and you keep on moving forward, because that was that part of that shift when you're prioritising yourself. Those divine feminines, masculines, they wanted to be in that spotlight. They was prioritising themselves. They was choosing, they wanted that spotlight because they thought that it was that hit girl, hit boy. They had too many options, too many choices. So if you was in a relationship, they weren't just in a relationship with you. They was in a relationship with yourself, Tom, Dick, Harry, Sally, money, partying, socialising. They wasn't steadfast. They wasn't able to encompass those emotions. That's when they wanted to be in that Peter Pan energy. You was in like Transformers. You was transforming on them. They was around people in Fraggle Rock. They didn't analyse and recognise the party. You had to move like Kenny. You put your backsack on, your rucksack, and you went flipping floor. They was around beavers and buttheads, because that was that text me back. Around beavers and buttheads, text me back, because they was throwing shade, talking to people, messaging, having your name in certain rooms that you want in. Big one bag of chat back about you. People's got assumptions because you was choosing yourself and you had to let go. They didn't even know why. Remember, did you stop speaking to that person? Did that person stop speaking to that person because they didn't listen? It was a part of the way of life. That was that final initial. That was that lack of response. So you just didn't even respond back to these divine feminines, masculines, your family members as well as those friends. When they had that lack mentality and mindset, they wasn't able to evolve and grow because they were stuck on that low dense energy, driven through jealousy, idealistic approaches. Set back to see that clearly. So they could see, set back, see that clearly. You walked through that door, you wasn't able to see that distance. It brought that inner standing, because you seen things from a different perspective. They were spiritually blocked, spiritually blind. Their mindset, they was like an occultist, like, you know, when you're stuck and you go to church and you're not being creative and you don't know how to expand those emotions. Because you have to look, because just out here uncovering and revealing their lies, it's all lies. So you was just out here uncovering and revealing those divine feminines, masculines, your family members, lies. It was all lies because of the actions that they took, because they had a great aggression. They thought they had these hidden skills, powerful, doing spell work, binding, holding on, malicious, taking control, being stubborn, selfish, idealistic, driven through jealousy. They didn't have self-respect and dignity, no moral compass. They didn't encompass virtues. That's when that go through that persistence, heartache, hurt and pain. They continuously stayed on that cycle. My nose is itching. Which painful emotion that least describes you? Who is associated with that pain? So now they're saying who's associated with that pain? Balance. They're looking back to the relationships now. They're looking back, 888, stress in the mind, illusions, confusions. Tap the screen, please, guys, because I work with numbers and there's only 2. So that's when they start looking back towards the intuitions, and you have to see what you was driven through. Was it for money? Was it extra relationships? 9, was you growing? Did you have that wisdom? Was you using intuitions? Because now you have to seek that higher clarity and higher knowledge with yourself. You have to keep on growing, because that's a part of you are associated with, and that's that pain within your body. 6, you want to go doctors now. 9, because now you're getting clarity about the choices that you did when you was moving, having sexual energies, relationships. Now you got to go spiritual court, emotional court, mental court, because open to the painful emotion, you have to release it. So they could be open, you have to release any emotions, encompass these divine feminines, masculines, could be your family members or friends, put your situation, even a workplace, you've had to encompass these emotions when people try to disrespect you, cause you stress, heartache, and pain, but revealed it. You wasn't able to reveal those lies. All of a sudden, it took a bit of time for that karma, that dharma, to rewind, come back again, because now they're looking at you. They may want to be your friend, because that El Shema, God hears, teaching God's laws. It was universally aligned. So you had many options. You listened to the spirit. You seen the laws, universe, philosophical, higher educational, stable within your mind. You had to connect, because that was you monitoring your ears, the words. Those who got ears to hear will hear. So you listen to that spirit within inside of you. You seen the energy that people did. So you had to rewrite your script. You had to choose yourself, stand in your power. You see, when people was watching you, trying to block you, throw shade, may have not even been texting you or rewriting you back and wanted to write you or even reply, but they were replying in silence. You knew certain people's intentions because you felt it. It's astral projections. Think about these things, guys. It's all aligned. Religion, feelings, thoughts, emotions, chakras, connect to it, auras. I will never forget you, divine masculine, divine feminine. So they will never forget you, because you chose yourself. You said, I won't forget you. I'll still choose myself. And me not forget. Checking out. You challenge my intuitions. So now they're checking out. You challenge those family members and friends. Challenge your intuitions. So when you spoke about them being bad mind, red eye, you identified what they was doing when they was doing, the way they was moving, the way what then they wasn't moving, even when they didn't reply back, even when they was astro projecting things towards you, and you felt, you seen the signs, because they should have been more careful. They should have been more blood clot. They should have been more careful. Energy is a projection, guys. So when you're speaking bad about certain people, think about what you're saying, how you're saying it, when you're saying it, because it's going to come back to you, through you, some way, somehow. It's going to cause you stress. You're going to have certain people are going to be around. You're going to have to connect and start thinking, because that's your intellect. That's that quick mental mind. And when people think they're being smart, doing this sarcasm and throwing shade, that's because they're curious and it's short journey. They don't know how to reflect, those family members and friends. Because when you was giving them knowledge, you didn't have that same wisdom the way they did. Because Hebrews 6:19, we did read this, right? Or you was that sour. You was that one, that corporate. It was unrepentant negative aspects of those divine feminines and masculines, because that underworld, they was doing it for lust, hate, greed. They didn't want to transform. Remember, you was a Power Ranger. You seen they was down in Fraggle Rock. They was doing it for lust, greed, and pride. That's the ego. Like, remember we watched Fraggle Rock, guys? What was they doing down in Fraggle Rock? You have to see when people was in Fraggle Rock, what they was doing, frustrations. Now all of a sudden, these changes and awakening, and you had to grow, because that was a part of your protection. It was resilience, and they was unnecessary. It was a graduation for you to get that beauty. Those divine feminines and masculines, they be feeling that deep internal pain, and you had to be able to release, because that was that suffering, and you had to have these barriers in place, because you had that enlightenment. Now all of a sudden, these divine feminines, masculines, those family members, those friends, they're trying to be able to gain that balance, because they're in 6, they're in their mind, they're thinking. Now they need nurturing. They're thinking like, oh my God, I need to go to doctors now, because I don't know what's happening this time. I'm having the dark night of the soul, because they're gaining wisdom. They're spiritually, mentally, and emotionally detached. And that third eye starts activating, guys. It gives you a kind of awakening. You have to start thinking, you're getting discernment, and you start looking back to the people, places, situations, family members, friends, who you had these relationships with, who you were serving and who's serving you, because they're causing you conflict, and it can mess about with your health. So you could be a support worker, enabling people. They've got a social awareness of you. You may need to be able to go and seek some help, because you're having this stress. My nose is itching, because you've got too many options, but you don't know how to choose yourself and which direction. 7, because that's a part of your grace. You have to get that oneness with the divine, That's when you have to start listening to that spirit. Otherwise, it's a mental, stressful situation, and it's only due to love. And when you're determined to grow, or people are determined to block you, you'll gain insight. We was throwing shade in regards to those bad mind family members and friends, all because they were spiritually blind. That's because they didn't want to deveil themselves, that mask. Everyone's got a shadow side. You could have been beauty, they was a beast. Now they're digging for you dirt. All because their money mindset, all because of what they valued. All this boss daddy be looking better was you. They was around people who was a drama starter. They could have been a drama starter, all in their ego, head up their arse. Now they're sniffing that shit because that's stirring up the pot. And in the middle, there was the lovers and chaos. So they was out, flight and detached. They was running through those low dense energies. That's when they talk about Satan, guys. Everybody's got Satan when you're running through your foot bottom and you're not got critically analysing and thinking about one's actions and one's attitude, and then your body starts feeling stiff and you're wondering why. Why can't I move? Why is this hurting? Why is that hurting? Why is this gland hurting? Why is my ear hurting? Because you start listening to them ringing sounds and you wasn't listening to the spirit within inside of you. Those that had ears to hear will hear. Those who got eyes to see will see. Don't do to others that you don't want to be done to yourself. Honor thy mother and the Father, the Holy Spirit within inside of you. That's you, the moon, the sun, the illusions. That's clarity, higher awareness to oneself. 615, like 6 of your asses in here, gain that balance and harmony. Look at your choices. Everybody's not so innocent, guys. But you've got to be loyal to the soil, to yourself. Be practical. Critically think about choices that you're making. Be aware, because it's not easy. It's wisdom. Sometimes you have to have that discernment and detach from these drama starters, these family members and friends. And it's always people closest to you. 5, because they don't want to grow, because it's slow. They want to be in Peter Pan energy. You can, Bab. You can, if you wait. So let me just do this. You can have one. But if you send a gift, you can have one. So you have to see, because when you're making these choices, guys, people conflict you. And you not see why, because they've always got a social awareness of you. So you've got these back screen riders that can't, they'll make fake pages just to come and see, try to cyberbully you or cyber you in your mind. You are that computer. You're that programmer. People can't program you unless you're allowing them to. Take control of you. 6, so a partner 615. So that partner could have been controlling, aggressive energy, no balance in their mind, didn't have firm structures, didn't know how to make certain choices to be able to grow within their self, grow within your spirit, grow within your mind. That's when you're bad mind, that's when you're red eye, that's when you say you're Jezebel spirit, because you don't know, you're not allowed to make those positive choices. You're just conflicted, restricted, you're not caring, you're not providing, you're not supporting, you're not enabling, you're not growing. That shouldn't have been in there, because they're coming like the freaking aliens from outer space. Those occultist people, they may think that you're an alien from outer space because of the way how you move. Yeah, these fake family members and friends, same shit, different day. Chat shit. Chat shit. Watching you, idolizing you because the way you grow. You could even went to school with these people in the same community. Your mindset, they're watching you, analyzing you, red-eying you. Why? Because of the choices, because you're a partner, because you've got high stability, because you're able to encompass emotions, because you don't hold on to certain things. And they're stubborn, they'll be like wolf in sheep's clothing, idolizing, watching you. But look how they're watching you like, oh my gosh, because they don't have spiritual balance. That's because they're not able to be able to let go of their emotions, or because of how they feel habits. It stems from childhood. It's like manifested inside of them, in their soul. And that's rooted within inside of them. Bad mind, because they always want to kiss ass and you ain't kissing their ass. You don't follow back around people. You're not no sheep. Now these family members and friends, even your divine feminine masculine, they thought you was a sheep. They thought they was that boss there, and like, you know, like they was that shizness, or you was going to run back and forth towards them, like you lack power, like you didn't lack stability, like you didn't stand in your own true divine unique self. Why do people like to control people? Why do people like to take people for a fool, like you're not that true natural healer, like you're not able to generate? This is how you regenerate yourself. You get it? These are dumb. Some people are slow. Guys, get in alignment for the assignment, right? Because you'll see these wolf in sheep's clothing, but it's okay. You're going to teach you to be able to get stamina. So these divine feminines, masculines, that woman, that family, they thought they was going to get stamina. Now they're getting a spiritual box of stamina. That's that awakening, that kundalini arising straight in the neck back. For the Most High God to give him that consciousness. That's when they go to church. And Noah comes with that ark, and the angels come down, and those 7 lampstands, because those 7 chakras start awakening. Them 2 angels give that 2 by 2, is that conscious and that unconscious mind. Because they was too busy flight and detach. They was running with Satan. They was out in the wilderness with one Jezebel spirit, stuck because they was confused, lost in their mind. May have went to church and then got stuck in that institutionalized system, occultist mind. Maybe because of the way they went to school. Maybe because they didn't want to grow. Maybe because they didn't know about evolution, because they're always full of confusions and illusions. I guess I was focused on future. I didn't look at that past. As you see, full illusions and confusions. You was focused on the future. You weren't looking at the past. You didn't look behind at this boss there. You just seen many options. Let's keep on moving. I'm going to choose my motherfucking self out here, and love and compassion for me. Because you've been driving me crazy, man. Emotional. You seen they was driving you crazy, emotional. There was a drama starter. They was too busy, too much fire energy, too much ego, the pride, self-esteem. They lacked respect, self-respect, dignity. So if they didn't give their self dignity and respect, they couldn't respect you. Think about it, guys, because if you respect yourself, you're going to not respect other people. What you're going to do to yourself, you're not going to do to other people. So these people lack respect. They lacked compassion. They lacked inner standing. They didn't even stand in their truth. They didn't know how to have boundaries. So when you put these boundaries in place, they was too controlling. Like, they didn't realize you was brave. You was strong. You're strong out in these streets. Just standing in your truth, expressing. You're full of shit. Oh, you ain't shit. They spoke a lot of shit. So you told them. You made it clear. You was dating. So you made it clear. You was dating. You was dating yourself. You had that spiritual knowledge. You said, no, man, you lot are driving me crazy. Let me just date myself, because I've got many options out here. They could have told you they was dating. You dated the spirits. You dated Mark, Luke, John, Matthew. You went in that Taurus, Scorpio, energy, and Leo. You gained that strength. You helped yourself because you was loyal to the soil. You was at that independence. You knew that was that phase in your life. You just reproduced, connected to those emotions, took yourself, looked and be creative. You really, I can't get my words out, move with excitement, because you knew certain people was out here acting in these streets, these fake pretenses, these drama starters, fake fire signs, fake Geminis, fake Scorpios. You just highlighted, deveiled their asses. They couldn't even take it because it was full of illusions, confusions. I told a couple people we getting back, not that we are. So they could have told people that you're getting back together, these family members, these groupies who'll be watching you. Not that you are together, but they told them that you are getting back together. So if you're not with these divine feminines, masculines, you're not the brethren, but they said that you're going to be the friend, or you're going to get back with them. Even though they're hiding, trying to send you these attacks behind the screens and watching you. Do you get me? Because they're coming now, because they're looking back at that relationship, and they're thinking same shit, just a different day. So they told a couple of people. Because judging from the kiss, I knew how you feel about me. So they could have kissed the drama starter, a groupie who wanted them. Now they're cyberbullying you because they're watching you, because these divine feminines and masculines be choosing their self, not texting them back now. You may not be texting them back because you've seen those a wolf in sheep's clothing. All of a sudden, what are you going to say? Because you're corner. So what they're going to say now, same shit, different day, because it's their corner. They're watching you. They can't say nothing because they're hiding behind the screen. Even if they want to, they can't say nothing to you because they ain't brave enough to. Why? Because they're going to act themselves. Then they're going to act themselves. Why? Because it was controlling. That was the habit, this feminine energy. Or because they're insecurities and they're hiding. Or because they was trying to possess your masculine, take control, manipulating. Why? Because they was hating. Why? Because they was procrastinating. Why? Because they didn't look at it from a different dynamic and have compassion with inside their self. They didn't look at that sentimental side and be sensitive. That's because them 9 heart, they ain't got no heart. They ain't got no heart. Not going to show you yet. Don't want to jinx it. So those groupies, family members, friends ain't going to show you yet because they don't want to jinx it. So they may see, because they're in that alien mind, so they may be out trying to alienate you now because this boss daddy. Let's see what the true crime is. Alive. All of a sudden they're waking up. all of a sudden the spirits give them a spiritual box in the neck back, ricocheting to them, because they can see that drama starter, the actions that people took. They need cleansing, they need healing, restoring, because that wooded area, that's when you gain strength, stability, and that's what you're looking at to ground yourself. They may be gaining clarity about certain people, try to block them and trap them. They need to cleanse, because that was a death. So you could be hearing somebody could be alive in a wooded area. They tried to cause a unaliving moment, situation. I keep taking these tarot cards, right? I swear down it's killing me, because it's giving me about 5, 6, 7 different stories. So you lot connect to this, right? Because there's things that are hidden that be coming to light about this wooded area. Somebody's still alive, but this boss daddy tried to block these people because it was chaos. They had arguments and stress. Certain people was binding them. That death as well, that holding down could have been like a spiritual death, so you don't transform, clinging on to certain people's emotions, thoughts, trying to block them because of these habits. Mind control. Hey, see, before I did that, Kira. Because they're like stressed in their head now. They perceive clarity, psychological problems. Now that's like, you know, when you're looking because you don't want to transform, and it's like your reproductive functions and your glands and your cells and productive, the way how you're moving. So everything starts hurting and it's in your mind, and it's like your nervous system. You're trying to control that because it's an old process. It's a spiritual awakening. So it's like a whole unaliving, and they could feel like it's an accident. These sheep in wolf's clothing and say it's an accident. Those family members and friends, oh, it was an accident. Oh, it might have just been a misunderstanding. Oh, that person dressed up and was acting like that. Oh, step back a bit, let me see a bit of clarity. You have that cosmic magic knowledge. Take this all as it resonates. Gosh, it's not the time. This shouldn't even have been in here. But they was moving like one child. They could have had a child. It's not too late. That could be a factor. A child could be a factor. They could be in that childlike mind. They could be just finding that information. 12, they may have to go court, spiritual court. 1, see, identify about who was playing smart and playing games, holding them down. 13, that could be having a unaliving and a transformation, change. Take it all as it resonates. You have to gain some structures, feminine, masculine energy. 4 and 7, 11, justice. You're wasting your time. So you could be wasting your time. They're having regrets. This should be in there. Summer. So they could have been wasting the time about a child. Somebody could have ordered them down, tried to block them, lied to them, holded them and says, oh, I'm having a child, controlling them in their mind. They could have took them, so they weren't stable, they didn't have a grounding, they felt like there was a stress and conflicts. November. 11, choices, social awareness of you. They was flighted, detached from their emotions. That's court proceedings. They may have to go to court and find out about this child. In a few days, you're going to see what was in the dark. It's going to come to the light. Everything's going to get cleared. April 1st, attitude. Someone could be taking the actions towards you about some sexual energy actions. New beginnings. You may have new opportunities. At night, they may come towards you. Winter, corona, blood clot. You're going to find out some information that could be coming towards light in winter. Take it all as it resonates, guys, because travel. Also, may have wanted to travel to you from winter. They could have been blocked and stopped because of these illusions and confusions, and people was holding them down. Let's see if we can just get some letters, because it might be your first name, last name, middle name. Might resonate with this reading because you got all different stories. I.e. They lied. They could be having IV about this child. You could find out about that. They could have thought you was naive. You could have got a knife in the woods, unaliving. Am I right? Make sure you get some helping hand. How is it we? It's a W. It says we, weave. Kevin could have unalived the people. Damn, Kevin, you look a bad man, right? Kevin could have been the one that was chatting shit. Woo. Someone may want to woo you. New. Oh, shit. This, that was it. We're getting the wrong. So it was a L again. And W. Z. L. 2 more. J. T. It's. Lent. New. Oh. I've. My mind's just gone. Jet, somebody could go getting on a jet. S, you could have seen, oh, you could have seen a knife. Oh, don't tell me this, you know, because now that's touching a situation that I know now. Shit. Flipping it. Okay, take this all as it resonates. Kite. Take this all as it resonates. Gillette.